Imagine running at a speed of 15 miles per hour and holding that pace for 4 minutes straight. Most people can't do that, and an attempt at it would mean a tight chest, muscles screaming at you to stop with each stride, your brain begging you to quit, every second feeling longer than the last. But that's what it would take to run a 4-minute mile. Cosgrove, and welcome to my STEM Loft, where one of the elevator buttons is a skull and crossbones, and I really want to press it. People used to think that running a mile in 4 minutes or less was impossible. Not just hard, impossible. That was until British runner Roger Bannister did it in 1954. He ran a mile in 3 minutes and 59 seconds. The crazy part? Doctors and scientists warned him that a person could die attempting a 4-minute mile. I believe the words were that his heart would explode. And here's the even crazier part. Just 46 days after Bannister broke 4 minutes, Australia's John Landy ran it in 3 minutes and 57 seconds, beating Bannister's time. Soon after, the two men faced off in Vancouver as the only two men on Earth who had ever run a sub-4-minute mile. Coming into the final turn, Landy glanced over his left shoulder to check where Bannister was, and that split second was long enough for Bannister to run past him on the right and win the race. They both beat 4 minutes. Metaphor for life: never look back, only look forward. In the years that followed Bannister's breakthrough, dozens of male athletes began breaking the once unthinkable 4-minute mile. Decades later, the bar was raised again when Moroccan runner Hicham El Guerrouj broke the fastest 1-mile record at the Rome Olympics in 1999 with a time of 3 minutes, 43 seconds, and 13 milliseconds. In that same race, Noah N'Geni ran the second fastest mile time with 3 minutes, 43 seconds, and 40 milliseconds, finishing just behind Hicham. To this day, no one has beaten their times. Today, more than 2,000 men have run the mile in under 4 minutes. And what about women? Diane Leather became the first woman ever to run a sub-5-minute mile, but no woman has officially broken 4 minutes. Yet. But we'll get back to that. So how can mere mortals accomplish something so intense? How much of it comes down to physiology or strategy? And why, after decades, has the 4-minute mile been just out of reach for women? Running a 4-minute mile is a physiological balancing act. It demands the aerobic endurance of a distance runner and the anaerobic speed of a sprinter. Aerobic exercise uses oxygen to generate sustained energy, like in distance running, while anaerobic exercise, meaning without oxygen, kicks in at higher intensities, tapping stored muscle fuel like glucose to power short, explosive bursts, like with sprinting. Running a 4-minute mile demands the body to push both systems to the limits at the same time. Aerobic whispers, "Pace it." Anaerobic yells, "Send it!" One of the key factors behind this is VO2 max, V for volume, and O2 for oxygen. VO2 max measures the maximum amount of oxygen your body can efficiently use during exercise. Your lungs pull in oxygen, your heart pumps it through your red blood cells, and those cells deliver the oxygen directly to your muscles to generate adenosine triphosphate, or ATP. You may have heard the iconic phrase, "the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell," in your biology class. That phrase originated from the fact that the mitochondria is the part of your cells that creates ATP. It takes in chemical energy from food and oxygen to make energy your body can use. ATP is your muscle's main energy source and powers movement. Simply put, the more oxygen you can use, the more ATP you can generate, and the more energy you can sustain. On average, men have larger hearts and lungs than women, which means they can pump more blood and deliver more oxygen to their muscles, which creates ATP and boosts VO2 max. But at a 4-minute pace, aerobic power isn't enough. Your body can't take in sufficient oxygen for your output, so it relies on stored glucose in the body and creates lactate in the process, which brings me to the next puzzle piece. Ever get a burning feeling in your muscles during intense exercise? That's linked to lactate. Lactate is naturally produced fuel for your cells and the body's way of telling you when your muscles have hit their limit. Yep, just like customer service, your muscles can also file a complaint. Normally, your body's able to shuttle out lactate from the bloodstream as fast as it's made. But when you push the intensity, lactate accumulates faster than it can clear, and you reach a tipping point, a lactate threshold. The higher the threshold, the longer one can run with less fatigue. Luckily, there's no difference between men and women when it comes to lactate threshold. Of course, muscle fiber composition plays a role too. Men typically develop more muscle mass thanks to the hormone testosterone and a higher proportion of fast twitch or type 2 muscle fibers. Type 2 fibers generate a lot of power quickly, but fatigue faster. Women, on the other hand, tend to have more slow twitch or type 1 fibers, which are more efficient and fatigue resistant, making them better suited for long duration efforts, like marathons rather than an all-out mile. At least we know who would survive running from zombies. Although genetics play a role in all of these physiological traits, many of them can be improved through different training methods. For example, athletes can benefit from training at mid to high altitudes, which may improve VO2 max capacities, strength train to increase muscle mass, and high-intensity interval training can improve lactate threshold. But like I said, genetics play a role, so results may vary drastically. And physiology and training isn't the whole story. Race strategy comes into play too, especially in ways you can't see, like aerodynamics. What a runner wears, for example, can affect drag. Wind tunnel tests showed that changing and improving designs of clothes, shoes, and even hair improved wind resistance from anywhere from 0.5% to more than 6%. And subbing out pace setters, runners who literally set the pace of the run, can help by breaking wind and creating a slipstream behind them. Don't worry, it's not that kind of breaking wind. That would be a really terrible 4 minutes. Just running with 2 pacers in front can create a slipstream, which helps reduce air resistance by 1/3, and thus lower the oxygen demand by about 6%. Having a pacer in the back is also advantageous in that they'll push air molecules toward a runner's back and help provide less drag. There's a mental advantage too. Pacers can help runners stay locked in on their run by eliminating the need to talk about managing splits. Splits means time over a specific distance, not an ice cream sundae. Tragic, I know. All of this strategy can add up, or maybe I should say subtract seconds in a sport where fractions of a second matter. And that brings us to the biggest question of all. Could these strategies help a woman finally break the 4-minute barrier? The closest any woman has come is Faith Kipyegon. In 2023, the Kenyan middle distance runner set the women's mile world record at 4 minutes and 7 seconds. Then, in 2025, Nike sponsored an exhibition race designed to help Kipyegon achieve the sub-4 mile. She was assisted by 13 strategically placed pacers arranged to act as a moving windshield and minimize drag. She also wore custom-engineered racing spikes, an aerodynamic speed suit, and even a 3D printed sports bra, all optimized to shave off time. Although this race couldn't count as an official world record due to the race format, specialized gear, and use of multiple pacers, the result still made history, and it remains the fastest mile ever run by a woman, clocking in at 4 minutes, 6 seconds, and 42 milliseconds. I'm exhausted just talking about it. While no woman has broken the 4-minute barrier yet, it's worth noting that the men's record hasn't fallen since 1999, having dropped just 17 seconds since Bannister's time. Women, on the other hand, have shaved more than 50 seconds off the mile world record, showing just how rapidly performance continues to evolve. Women have also had much less time to set records in competitive races. The women's metric mile was only added to the modern Olympics in 1972, and the marathon in 1984. We've come a long way since Roger Bannister, and what was once thought impossible with the mile. The 4-minute mile isn't just a number. It's the ultimate test of how far the human body can be pushed, where physiology training and strategy come together at the edge of human performance. And while no woman has broken the barrier yet, Faith Kipyegon proves that the gap keeps shrinking, which means the question isn't so much of if it'll happen, but when. Hey, it's Miranda Cosgrove, your favorite host of Mission Unstoppable. I'm the only host. And if you want to watch awesome STEM videos and exclusive Mission Unstoppable clips, just make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell.